welcome. I'm Simran Sabarwal. I'm very happy to have with me today Mr. Shaji Varghese. He's the CEO at Muthoot FinCorp, going to speak about a very special initiative which the group has undertaken. And this is also our first episode of our special series called E4M Do Good, where we look at companies who are looking to go beyond just building brands, but looking at how they can also empower the communities around them. Shaji, welcome.
Thank you, Simran, for having me over, and it's great to hear this. Do good, program you are kickstarting, and I am part of that in the very first episode itself. Thank you.
Thank you. So, like I mentioned, we are looking at companies who are looking to go beyond just building their brand. So, you have come out with a special initiative called Spark Awards. So, I just want you to take us through what is this initiative where I believe you're looking to empower entrepreneurs or rather micro entrepreneurs on the ground level from the SME sector.
That's right. So, Simran, see, we are actually trying to celebrate the small entrepreneurs of India through this Muthoot FinCorp Spark Award. Now, the question is, why do we do it? We often hear about the large number and the contribution they do to the overall economy across, whether it is job creation, and not only in the large cities, but the hinterlands of the country, their contribution, towards the GDP, and even more, even towards the export from the country as well. Now, individually, they may be small, okay, but their ambition, and when you collectively look at as a sector together, their contribution is substantial. Now, the question is, are we celebrating enough? They're all entrepreneurs, they're risk takers. We definitely identified a need for them to be celebrated more because there are many awards platform in the country, maybe for large balance sheets, but we really don't see much happening in this space. So we thought there is a definite need to celebrate. And one more reason is we as a group, as a company, is actually serving them for a longer period of time. We are in the business of financial empowerment of common man. So this definitely come along with our why we exist, and this is our TG target group which we have been serving. And I'm sure you may know we have a business history of almost nearing 140 years now. So we are in that mission and the purpose driven in this direction. So such awards not only just recognize the good achievers, but eventually that will also help to raise the bar. I'm sure this will also create opportunity for these winners, not just to share the our platform with stage with Shah Rukh Khan, who is also a brand ambassador, but much more an opportunity for them to interact with other fellow winners as well, of course, spread across the nation. We even thinking slightly beyond just a recognition and a platform. Uh, you know, Today they are small, but they have the potential to grow, become big, and that's why we have seen. So as they go big, they also need a lot of other subject, expertise to be specialization also to be brought onto their business. We are also looking forward to get some specialists from outside who will advise them, interact with them, prepare them, to go big. So that is also part of it. So we are clearly not looking for an event as an award ceremony, but kind of a movement, help work alongside of them for a longer period and help them to scale up as well.
So, like you mentioned, entrepreneurship. I There was a recent report which I read, and it was very interesting because it said the majority of India is actually family run or people who own their own business. It may be big or small. And in the last 3 to 4 years, there's so much of we've heard so much about the startup ecosystem. And when you have shows like Shark Tank India also coming, there's so much of focus on new and emerging businesses, right? Which you are also looking at, or businesses which have established and are looking to scale up. But what is the how are you selecting these businesses? Is there like an entry process which comes in and then you have a jury? And particularly, while the urban people are reached for earlier, there's always this urban and rural or urban and
Right.
tier 2, tier 3,
Yeah.
kind of gap which we see in our country. How are you
Right.
looking to kind of, make that connect also? Because you have close to 3,700 branches across the
Mhm.
country.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's like this. Now, the set of entrepreneurs we are looking to recognize is not the one who is part of the formal banking system or part of the GST and so on and so forth. Of
Correct.
the estimated 6 crore of small and medium entrepreneurs, the large majority are not even falling into the 20 lakhs turnover. Okay,
Okay.
so they're below that. Yet, they are substantial in contribution, they are risk takers, and they are spread across the nation. Now, how are we going to go about with them? Of course, to there is a selection process. We have a, it can be done either by visiting our offices, because some of them may need assistance to fill up the details. There's a data capturing which we will be doing through,
Hmm.
and because the scale which we are looking at and spread across the nation, obviously will be a digital process for standardization and to get the data in a standard format. We also have created a QR code that also will be pushed to various, sector organization and their, promotional associations and so on and so forth. And even we are making this available even in our branches and even the group companies. So one could
Okay.
easily, take that QR code and then one could put in the application as well. Now on the selection criteria, see, look, there's a standard data collection which is happening across the country, and we are not the right people to make sense out of it. Okay, so we are a financial institution. So what we have done is we have on board a data processing or a data analytical organization who are into this. It's a knowledge partner who would run the data and come to a conclusion. Of course, there's a very eminent jury who will ultimately will decide based on the data what would be made available. That's a process which we would be following in a very most transparent, and there are limitations for in a normal course of process to submit an annual balance sheet and annual report.
Hmm.
They don't have. So we are going that extra mile to compile the data and collect the information from them, then taking a help of a data analytics organization and making a better sense of it, and then we do that. That's a mile which we are traveling, and we are not just looking at this, the top, those who are going to share the stage with SRK, but much beyond. Because there's a saying I'm sure all of us have heard many times: there is nothing succeed like success. So what we are
Correct.
also looking forward is they're all winners and the heroes and heroines in their geography by doing impactful stuff. So what we are thinking about is in each of this territory across the nation, among the in the cluster of locations, we will have those who are on the top slot as well. So all of them will get, they're all heroes, because of the limitation of the number of people can share, the ultimate winners. That doesn't mean that they are not contributors. We will also be giving a certificate of recognition and appreciation. I'm really, hoping that that will also, help them to be more motivated and recognized. And I'm sure that they will also raise the bar in the future. So that's how we are really thinking about the whole thing. And of course, we are since we have our branches, I'm sure that they will have easy access as well across almost over 15,000 pin codes we cover through this 4,000, almost nearly 4,000 branches. We also have group companies having branches as well. Together, it is more than 5,000 branches. So we are really looking forward to thousands of people participating, and not few. That's the scale we are thinking about, Simran.
All companies generally talk about last mile, but in this case, it looks like you're actually going to the last mile, to the underserved and the least penetrated percentage of the population. But are you also looking to tie up with, say, local ground level NGOs or NBFCs who could probably have access to these people and who know these people, what the people are doing, to also encourage them to kind of participate in this initiative?
Yeah. See, look, this participation to this recognition program has nothing to do with whether that family or him or her is a customer of Muthoot FinCorp or the Muthoot
Hmm.
Pappachan group at all. This is
Hmm.
an offer for all. All could participate.
Hmm.
We definitely look forward to connect with. There are trade development forums in different markets. SME forums across the nation.
Correct.
There are women self-help group forums and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
Since we have physical branches across the nation, our respective branch managers also will be making this available through them as well. And
Sure.
one more thing which we do here is the entire expenses, right from a
Hmm.
travel, including a companion, because many of them may not be able to travel alone. Okay, even for the companion and entire expenses, including travel, accommodation, everything would be paid by us, and it is
Okay.
absolutely free of any charge. So many awards program in India also have some nominal fees to be paid, and
Correct.
the winners are expected to spend money and reach
Money
there.
to come.
That is not the spirit in which we are doing. As I said in the beginning, we are truly celebrating the small business entrepreneurs of the nation through the Spark Award. That's what we are looking forward to.
I got my headline. We are looking to, like you just mentioned the last slide, we are looking to celebrate the entrepreneurship of
Yeah.
the less India. Now, after the jury process, I'm sure you will have an illustrious jury who will then go through the entries and then pick up. But how many winners are you looking at? Like 5, 10, 20, and then you also mentioned certificate of recognition. So,
Yeah.
how many are you looking up? And I'm
See, at the highest level, it would be 28. There'll be seven
okay.
sectors, and also there will be, winners of, seven each. So overall, there will be 28 of them would
Okay.
be, finally sharing the, stage with SRK. But having said that, while that is based on the sector they are
Hmm.
operating, and the criteria such as lifetime award and innovators, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
There will be 28 who would be traveling to for the final program, final award. But having said, as I said before, all deserve a celebration and an
Celebration.
applause. So, which we would be doing in across the nation. We are really looking forward. There would be thousands, who would will go home with that feeling of that yes,
Pride.
yes, that pride.
So, like when I'm hearing you speak also, I do know when these people win, they will have a lot of pride. And these are people who are right, like we spoke, right in the interiors of country. I'm sure, however, you mentioned you'll be amplifying their stories, because one thing what will stand out about these stories vis-a-vis, say, the bigger people from people with more, who have more access to cash, is these are very heartwarming stories, and when they win, it will also make an impact right and in their villages or in their districts and all that. So will you then look to amplify their stories across their region, across their countries, and kind of also make them into mini celebrities who will take the journey forward?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they would be the real, flag bearers for the 6 crores of these entrepreneurs and the work they have done. We will also be sharing this across the nation. We'll make this available to others to look at as a, model and an example. I'm sure the story itself will really motivate them forward. We will be doing that. Okay, so all these stories, we would make that to a story and make this available and publish as well, which we will be doing. And we are
So,
also
yeah.
thinking, the way we have thought about is the regional recognition will happen after the national recognition, or the overall
Okay.
recognition takes place. So all those videos and stories and their storytelling also would be made available for across all these pin codes which I mentioned about. Though they did not make this year there, but always they have a chance,
That's
next year. And we are, as I said, we are not looking for towards an event. We really look forward to carry on this an ongoing activity. So whatever we normally start, we carry on with that. That's a very reason that as a group we have sustained for nearing 140 years. So what we start, we are prepared to do for a longer period of time. So we look forward not just once this year in 2025, but just a beginning. We wish to look forward to continue every year ahead.
You've had a relationship with Shah Rukh Khan, and he's also going to be part of this initiative. So, how are you looking to leverage it only for this particular association? Because Shah Rukh Khan is one name who cuts across the stratas across India. Even in the south, he's well recognized. So, how are you going to looking to involve him also in this initiative?
I think you said it all. One that he connects with all strata of the society. On the other side, somewhere I also feel that the whole persona and the success story of SRK also to an extent resonate with these individual entrepreneurs. And generally we call them as the self-made leaders. So even SRK, I think, is partially will kind of fall into that. So they will be able to definitely connect very well. And the very announcement and the commitment that the final winners would be sharing a stage with SRK, Shahrukh Khan itself, is our commitment to, of course, one to recognize, and the other side to make our brand ambassador being available not only for our TV commercials, but there are other larger social impact items which beyond the commercial operation of us. So even today, we have already announced upfront that we are looking forward, SRK to be part of this recognition program. So I'm sure that that's going to make this even much bigger than otherwise.
So, moving on, as we just spoke about your association with Shah Rukh Khan, recently you also launched a three-film ad campaign with him, and where where you kind of reiterated and took back the title of being India's original gold loan specialist. So, if you can tell us a little about this campaign and how this is panned out, because we have a lot of people, a lot of brands and people who are giving gold loans, but you are now saying proudly that we are the original gold loan specialist. So if you could just talk about that.
Yeah. So that actually goes a little into the history of the group itself. 100 and I'm sure that Simran, how many business houses have even survived 140 years of history.
Yes.
So, okay, of course, we are not started from gold loan. We started with other businesses. Later, we, branched out to gold loan. And of course, we started from the southern state in Kerala. And of course, we kept expanding. Now, right from, Kashmir till Andaman till Kanyakumari, we have branches spread across the nation. So clearly, the Muthoot family is the one who, in an organized manner, started gold loan, decades back, and now, of course, we travel now become a sector itself. Now, of course, there are guidelines, regulations. When this family started gold loan, there was no separate regulation and guidelines specifically for this. So it really contributed to build this business. And of course, now there's a very well governed and regulated business. So, of course, Muthoot family is the original gold loan company, and our Muthoot FinCorp and the Muthoot Pappachan group has a history of this, 100 and nearing 140 years. So, through the campaign that we are attempting multiple things. One that that we are trying to highlight that our history and the vintage in the business and the expertise in this business. And for us, not just the vintage, gold loan is our flagship business. So it is not just one of the products we deal. This is a flagship business. So we really go to that detailing and understanding how a customer is looking at. That expertise has come to us by doing this for serving millions of customers every year. That message we wanted to give. Second is, there are a lot of people who are not able to really access to credit in India because they lack a lot of documents. They are data poor, but that doesn't mean they're in credit behavior they are not up there. It's just that they don't have documents to prove. That is making availing and accessing credit becomes very very difficult at times, especially the some of the traditional financial institutions. We also want to send that message: one, that we are a specialist; second, we would like to deliver the way you would like to have it delivered, without making you dance and any hustle to you. So you really don't need that. We are here to deliver with the dignity, and you're next door. Yeah, that's a larger message which we are sending. Of course, we are very sure the message is being communicated, and our customers and would appreciate the sincere intent we have, and we have been practicing this for decades.
The one word you used, which I really think you said it right, was dignity. Giving people to the dignity from these areas is, I think, one of the biggest things which all of us need to probably, think about and learn. But when you
Right.
look at the broader sentiment, how is the sentiment that you see today in the market?
See, of course, when it comes to the credit market, the consumer market, we are definitely seeing a very good momentum. Okay, we have seen the March results of overall sector. Most of the companies have shown substantial progress and growth, except some sectors like microfinance is going through a credit normalization cycle or a default cycle, which we have seen. Our businesses like gold loan and our mortgage businesses and other businesses are definitely shown good growth, and we are looking forward to continue with that growth momentum. I'm sure that sooner than later, some of these sectors are now going through a credit normalization cycle. Also, hopefully, should get stabilized with the, both, even with the regulators, the RBI's act of making more money available at a lower cost. All those are going to play out. And I'm sure all of us are working hard together to see that by 2047, we travel the journey to become a developed nation. So that's a mission all of us are actively working and participating.
So another mission which you're looking at is, because as per media reports, currently 90% of your revenue comes from your gold loan portfolio,
Right.
and not from your gold loan portfolio makes up about 10, and you've made it a mission that in the next 2 to 3 years you'll want that to reach double the amount of contribution which comes from your non-gold loan portfolio. So what's the strategy road ahead? Which sector do you think, like you mentioned mortgage, will that lead the growth? Can you just tell us about that?
It's actually not from an internal perspective of, how much of business you want to do what share. It comes from, when we have had dialogues with our consumers, we understand now the customer requirements are, far higher than probably in the past. The per capita income is going up, and their requirements are also going up. In the past, 3 years back, 98% of the revenue used to be a single product gold loan.
Hmm.
So having understood and identified the need for, there are unfilled or there's an opportunity for us to serve them more. So we of course have come out with more products. We have multiple products there. One, that is a very strong MSME offer. We have a business loan for a short tenor to meet the working capital requirement of these retailers and MSME. We also have a long tenor loan, and of course accessible loan all the way up to 50 lakhs is loan against property for predominantly for capital investment or trade modernization. That is second one. We have a third product now launched, which is the channel financing. The financing needed to lift goods from the distributor to the retailer, because the last mile finance there still challenge there. That's another product. So it's a combination of all. So then we also have now developed capability for digital lending. As I said before, a lot of these this LMI, lower middle income families, have been data poor. They're not able to
Right.
establish, despite they are probably doing this business for second generation, they're not really able to establish their turnover and so on and so forth. But now with this DPI, the digital public infrastructure, lot of footprint they are leaving behind, through UPI, or with the bank account statement and so on and so forth. So we are able to decipher the transactions they have done through these, digital platforms, and then arrive at an eligibility, and we are able to supply credit to them without a human intervention. It's fully automated. One could come to, our partner app and put in an application, and based on, we collect these data and process and give. So, combination of all the products which we expect the revenue to grow. In last 3 years, from a 98%, we have almost reached 15% already a non-goal, and we hope this momentum should continue in another 3 years. We hope this 15% to eventually become, say, 30%. That's our ambition, and that's the capacity we are building. Needless to say, gold loan will continue to grow, and we wish to focus on that. There is no lack of focus in gold loan business or a less opportunity at all. It is purely from the consumer's requirements we are trying to meet. Hence, we have new products and services.
So with India and the love for gold loan business will always continue to grow as we all, as I think the love for Indians for gold is something that everybody knows about. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely chatting with you.
And thank you, Simran. Thank you for reaching out.